This is the Jess and Hardcover Comic News Show for the week of May 24th. Good evening, everybody, or good morning, or whatever you're doing right now, or wherever you are right now. If you're on your way to work, I'm wishing you all a great morning. With me, as always, is the best damn co-host in the business, Mr. Jess Brack.
Woohoo! Thank you.
How's it going, Jess?
Good. Now that you just said that, I feel 10 times better.
Hey, mean it, man. Mean it. How's the week going?
So far, so good. Everything's falling into place.
That's good. Ready for...
Nothing but green lights and pretty girls.
Hey, sounds like a plan. Another... excuse me. Oh, my goodness. Ready for Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, my wife's going out of town Friday to visit her sisters. I'll have the whole weekend to myself, and so it's going to be nothing but comic books, video games, and anime, movies. Pretty much, actually, that's kind of how my life is anyway. So, but I won't have to cook dinner for her. So,
and root beer floats, right?
And root beer floats.
So what you're saying is it's going to be a pizza night one of those nights.
Yeah, one of those nights.
Yeah,
maybe several of those nights.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it, man.
Right.
We have I don't know if you guys have this up there, Jimmy John's.
Yeah, the sandwich place.
Yeah, I live like 2 minutes away from a Jimmy John's. Like we are right next to it. So whenever my girl's not home and it's like late at night and I'm like, oh, she's staying with her family or she's gonna stay with like, one of her friends or something like that for the night. I'm like, you know what? I'm fiending for Jimmy John's. And within like 10 minutes I have a nice sub in my hand.
They deliver?
They deliver.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Jimmy John's delivers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and what's great about Jimmy John's is that they have your number in the system. So when you call them up, it's like, oh, hey, Lewis, da 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 da. What do you want? Oh, I want this. Okay, well, we have your credit card already in the file. Do you mind if we use it? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so within 5 minutes, I can have a sub.
I'm glad it's not near me. That'd be dangerous.
Oh, it's pretty dangerous.
What's your favorite sandwich? Do you have a usual sandwich?
I'm a fan of the Italian nightclub. I love a good Italian sub.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I've had Jimmy John's Italian subs. They're good. Yeah, that's what I like.
Now, when you go to a sub place, what is your go-to sub? Typically,
the Italian sub.
When you go to like any sub place in general, what is your go-to sub? Most people have their one go-to sub.
The Italian sub.
Oh, you go with the Italian?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what good. I always get. No matter where I go.
I'm an Italian or a roast beef kind of guy.
Oh, okay. No, I usually like Italian.
Yeah. But you got to get it right. There has to be a good balance of salami. There has to be a good balance of like everything inside of it. Because if not, one can overpower the other and it just doesn't taste right.
Right, exactly.
But enough of that. We have quite a few things to talk about today. So I'm going to let you start out. Do you want to start off with some of the most tragic news this week, or do you want to start off with a little bit more like lighthearted stuff?
Let's go lighthearted to start off.
Okay. First things first, Universal Monsters movie, Universal Studios, wow, that's kind of hard to say, unveiled its Monster Movie Universe reboot. It gets a name, new details have been announced. So basically what they're trying to do is Universal Studios, they are trying to basically have their own cohesive monster universe with their classic stuff. Kind of like what Marvel's doing with their properties, what pretty much everybody's doing. They're trying to establish a universe so they can have interconnecting films. Universal Pictures has announced Dark Universe as the name of its shared cinematic universe, connecting its upcoming monster reboots, beginning with The Mummy, described as a new world of gods and monsters. It will be similar to the shared universe by Marvel Studios, DC films, and the Quentin Tarantino movies. Now that's interesting because the Quentin Tarantino movies being a shared universe, I've always thought that was largely just fan speculation.
That's what I thought too.
I don't think, as far as I know, Tarantino has never confirmed that they are in a shared universe.
Yeah, I don't know that I 100% agree with that. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Samuel L. Jackson's character Vincent Vega. I think he's Vincent, right? If I remember correctly,
In
in Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
He's like he's related to like a descendant of Django or something like that. If there's fan theory online regarding how that
Oh.
timeline works.
Well, how's Kill Bill fit in there then, or that Grindhouse part movie that he did? And
Okay, see, my understand. Okay, this is me going off of fan theory. The more grounded in reality films, like your Pulp Fiction, your Reservoir Dogs, your Jackie Browns,
yeah,
those are in a separate universe from your films like Kill Bill, Django, and things like that, where they're a little bit more over the top.
oh boy, I think that's reaching.
Yeah, yeah, I've always thought that was reaching a little bit. So, but I'm sure somebody in the comment section is gonna be like, actually, Django is sitting being a dick.
That's funny. I'm excited about the Universal monsters, though. I grew up on those guys, and I remember as a kid being genuinely scared of like the Mummy, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon a Universal? I don't
Yes.
know. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, things like that. Those were scary movies to me with Lon Chaney and Boris Karloff. Yeah, they scared the pants off me as an 8-year-old. So I think and those are classic monsters. So I think that's great news to have those redone.
You know, I was always a fan of the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, he
And
scared me the most.
I also love the classic Frankenstein movie, but that was kind of ruined for me with what's the parody of Frankenstein?
Young Frankenstein?
Young Frankenstein. That movie was ruined for me after watching Young Frankenstein.
That's one of the greatest comedies ever, though.
Oh, that movie's hilarious. Okay, but just to get back on it a little bit, when Universal's Dark Universe films will be connected by a mysterious organization known as the Prodigium that tracks monsters. The organization is led by Dr. Henry Jekyll, to be played by Russell Crowe, and that'll be first introduced in the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise that's coming out this summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When Universal approached us with the idea of reimagining these classic characters, we recognized the responsibility of respecting their legacy while bringing them into new modern adventures, said Kurtzman and Chris Morgan. The studio and our fellow creative collaborators have championed and challenged us as we began to spin the web of Dark Universe. It's our hope that these movies will engross longtime fans and spark the imaginations of brand new ones. The second Dark Universe film will be Bride of Frankenstein, February 14, 2019, by newly announced director Bill Condon. Wow, that's a good pickup. The lead actress has been cast going to the studio with an announcement coming soon. And they have revealed some of the characters, some of the people that will be playing certain characters. Johnny Depp is playing the Invisible Man.
Oh, yeah, that was another one that was freaky.
Yeah, he's playing the Invisible Man. And I'm looking, I knew there was a list, and I can't find it, of who's playing who.
Yeah, like I'd love to know who's playing Frankenstein and those guys.
Oh, they have a name. Yeah, they have a name for the guy who's playing. Here, let me pull it up.
Okay.
They have an actor that's playing Frankenstein. Speaking of Frankenstein, did you ever watch The Munsters?
Oh, yeah, I used to love The Munsters.
Oh, you used to love that show.
I am old enough so that it was on prime time when I was a kid.
I caught the reruns. Come on, where is it? Somebody's got to have the name.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird that there were two different Marilyns. Even I picked up on that as a kid.
Two different Marilyns?
Yeah, Marilyn's different in the second season from the first season. Different actress.
Okay, here we go. So, Johnny Depp is playing the Invisible Man. Javier Bardem is playing Frankenstein's monster.
Okay.
He's really good.
He is.
Russell Crowe is playing Dr. Jekyll, And Sofia Boutella is playing the mummy.
A woman?
Hmm?
A woman? Is that a
Yeah,
woman?
yeah. The mummy's a woman.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're that kicks off this summer with the Tom Cruise Mummy movie, which I'm kind of about. I'm not entirely sure if I want to watch that or not, but we'll see.
Because of Tom Cruise?
You know, I like Tom Cruise as an actor.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind him too much as an actor.
He does his own stunts, which is crazy.
You know, the dude is pushing like 54 or something like that.
God, the stuff he's done is unreal, unbelievably crazy.
Yeah, the guy's pushing, I think, close to his 50s or something like that. It's ridiculous. He looks great for his age.
Yeah,
It's that Scientology stuff, man.
I guess so. It gets in your veins.
Yeah, I got to start taking some of that.
Scientology juice.
Whatever it is. Jeez, I'm 20. I'm 20. I'm about to be 29. Shit, I'm at the point where I'm starting to forget how old I am. No, I'm about to be 28, and I'm just like, and the hair is going, the metabolism is slowing down.
Well, you can imagine how I feel.
Hey, you still got some up there, dude.
It's still there. Yeah, it's gray, but it's still there.
Yeah, hey, people love the salt and pepper look is very attractive to ladies nowadays.
Thank you.
um, let's see what else we got going on. So, do you want to go into the probably the worst news of the week?
I guess so. I'd rather get that out of the way. That's so awful.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, there's really not much more we can add on to this,
No.
so I think we're just gonna go ahead and touch on it as best as we can. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. So, Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder is kind of a bit of a controversial figure in comic book circles. He's the director of Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, things like that. If you are not aware, and a lot of comic book fans have given him, crap for his films throughout the years and things like that. Some of it, I think, is rightfully so. I'm not the biggest fan of his films, but he actually, over the past week, came out and said that he has to step down from finishing up production on Justice League. And I'll get the fine details on that in a minute. But the general gist of it is that it wasn't because the movie was bad or anything like that, but unfortunately, his daughter ended up committing suicide. And what's crazy about this is that this happened in March, and the guy was working through it until about like last week.
Yeah.
He just kept working. Just insanely tragic story, and you hate to see it. You hate to hear stuff about like that.
Well, speaking as a father, I just cannot imagine anything more painful than losing a child. That's just got to be the most painful thing possible, and my heart absolutely goes out to him. That is just, I cannot imagine how heart-wrenching that is to have that happen to you. And I had no idea he had such a big family, that he had adopted 2 kids in addition to having like 4 of his own. He's a big family man, and so obviously, and he seemed to be a hands-on family guy. So this is not a case of some guy with kids that he doesn't care about with another wife that he's blown up. He was really close to his kids, and I know that this has just got to be so hard. I just absolutely feel so bad for him.
Yeah, it's there's really not much else that
No.
it's something that it just came out of nowhere, and it's so tragic. And when you hear something like this, and the thing is that you hear a lot about these celebrity starlets and like celebrity daughters and things like that, and how they're always, crazy and acting wild. This was genuinely a person that I was reading up on her. She started an organization for women that have been abused. She was in her, I think, early 20s. Let me put more details on it. She was very bright, and it's very sad to hear something like that.
Yeah.
Snyder tells he reported this to the Hollywood Reporter originally that he is stepping away from the Justice League Warner Brothers film, all-star DC Comics superhero mega movie that is in production. In order to deal with the sudden death of his daughter, Snyder's wife Deborah Snyder, who is a producer on the Justice League, also is taking a break to focus on the healing of their family. And we'll get into who's stepping in a little bit. Snyder's daughter, Autumn Snyder, died by suicide in March at the age of 20.
Yeah.
Her death has been kept private, with only a small inner circle aware of what happened. Even as the movie was put on a 2-week break for Snyder to deal with the immediate effects of the tragedy, Zack Snyder says he initially was eager to return to the film, which stars Ben Affleck. Then he goes on to say, in my mind, I thought it was a cathartic thing to go back to work, to just bury myself and see my way through it. He said in an emotion as he was very emotional. The demands of this job are pretty intense. It's all consuming. In the last 2 months, I've come to the realization I've decided to take a step back from the movie to be with my family, be with my kids who really need me. They're all having a hard time. I'm having a hard time. The studio said that they are behind the move. What they are going through is unimaginable, and our hearts go with them, says Warner Brothers Pictures president Toby Emmerich. One of the first things that the studio floated around was, pushing back the movie and all this other stuff, but Snyder decided against that. So it was actually his choice that he wants the movie to go as planned. So after screening a rough cut of the film to family and friends, he decided that he wanted to add some additional scenes, and he wanted to have Joss Whedon come in and do punch up on it. Joss Whedon is the director of Avengers, Buffy, things like that. So there are a few things. Also, Warner Brothers has come out and said, look, he gets, a few months down the line when he's, ready to come back and things like that, he'll get first pick on pretty much any project that he wants. Yeah. And he has a huge say in the final cut of what happens in the film. A few things to note. I gotta give it to the guy, because I don't know if I lost a daughter that I would just be like, I just got to go back to work. I mean, maybe that was his way of coping, just kind of.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a coping mechanism, and he realized that it wasn't working.
Right. It took him a long time, and it's something so tragic, something so sad. The bottom line is that, and I'm going to say this, fuck the comic book movie. Like, go be with your family, go deal with this situation. It's great. We love these characters. We are fans of them. We love seeing them on screen. But at the end of the day, he definitely needs to be with his family. He needs to find time to heal, and he needs to find time to deal with all this other stuff. And I was genuinely surprised at some of the asshole-ish comments that we even got in the Facebook group when we posted the news about it. Like,
I don't even think we should give them any airtime.
Yeah, no, I agree, but it caught me off guard. I was like, wow, really? Okay. This is a human being.
Yeah, exactly.
We tend to distance ourselves from the creator, and we're like, oh, this person is this. That's all he is. But this is a person with feelings and emotions, and so very tragic, and I wish him all the best.
Absolutely.
Not much else I'm going to say on it. But just to kind of put an end point on it, coming in to finish the film is filmmaker Joss Whedon, who was the director of Avengers, and like we already said, he was going to work on Batwoman, things like that. But the film is done. Like this is just him coming in, putting a few little pieces together, punching up some scenes, and that's the end of it. And the film is pretty much done. So I think Joss Whedon is a good pick, and
sure,
we'll see how that works out.
Good.
So that's really all I want to talk about.
Yeah.
In other news, this week's going to be pretty short because I have a con tomorrow morning. So
yeah, you must be excited for that.
Oh, I'm totally excited for it.
How many people are going to be going to that con? Do you remember how many went last year?
Oh, for MegaCon in general?
Yeah.
Uh, we are. It's the largest convention in the South.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a. It's a huge turnout. I don't know why. I thought I read somewhere that last year it was like over 100,000 came out over
Whoa.
a 4 day period or
Oh
something
my
like that.
gosh. I had no idea it was that big.
I forgot what the number is, but it starts tomorrow, and I will be there. I'm actually leaving work a little bit early tomorrow.
Well, you know it's a big con if it starts on Thursday. That's a
Yeah,
big con.
typically the bigger cons they end up starting on Thursday night, and Thursday night's mostly just like a preview night where you can come in, you can take a look at some booths and things like that, see what's already set up, get a feel for it, and then Friday is really when things kick off.
Yeah. You're going to have a few people with you.
Yeah, yeah. Gabe is coming out tomorrow night. Tyler is still not 100% certain if he's going to be able to make it. Um,
Well,
but
he's going to have to make a decision pretty quick.
yeah, he is.
We're within 24 hours of the event.
What's happening is that Tyler needs to find. I believe he explained it to me, and I apologize, I'm not 100% certain. But Tyler, I think he said he needs to find basically like a babysitter for his daughter and things like that. So
That would be his wife. Tyler should just
yeah,
come to the con.
he should. He should. No, he's bringing his wife with him.
Oh, okay.
They're driving down. It's like a 10-hour drive for them.
Oi.
Yeah, it's about a 10-hour drive. So they're gonna try to make it. And Saturday we're having a meetup at a local bar. And it's so far we've got I think like 6 or 7 people that said yes that they're gonna meet up with us.
That's awesome.
So
That's going to be so great.
yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I'm super excited for it.
Are you going to broadcast the
We
meetup or
might do
anything?
something. We might do a little something something. I don't know yet, but I
That'll
know
be fun.
Gabe wants to do something, so we'll see what happens.
Cool.
And there's gonna be a lot of food that is eaten.
Even better.
A lot of food. A lot of really bad food.
Which is
Which
the best kind.
I was just gonna say, which coincidentally is the best kind of food.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, you had brought up before we started that somebody's leaving the Justice League Dark movie, correct?
Yeah, the director walked off. Yeah, so it's not even started and he left. So that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. And originally Guillermo del Toro was supposed to do it, and he walked off as well.
Well, what's going on there? Guillermo del Toro would have been awesome.
He would have. He would have been real awesome. I wonder if it's a thing where maybe what they want to do is a little bit darker because it is Justice League Dark, and the studio kind of just doesn't want to commit to maybe an R rating. Maybe that's
Oh.
what's
Hmm.
going on.
I don't know. That's interesting speculation. I
Yeah,
want
and
to see the Tana on screen, damn it.
I do too. I do too. So does my girl. I'm really curious if it's just a thing where they're not crazy about doing an R-rated film yet. But the fact is also that Wolverine was an R-rated, Logan was an R-rated movie, and it killed at the box office.
Yeah.
Deadpool is the highest grossing R-rated film of all time.
Yeah.
So I think if they do it, they could definitely make a good amount of money.
If they can do it and do it right, it'll be awesome because it's some of my favorite characters. I would love to see it. So I hope they figure it out.
See, I'm one of those guys that I actually would have liked to have seen an R-rated Suicide Squad.
Yeah, sure. Why
I think
not?
it would work.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those films that it would have definitely benefited from an R rating.
Right. I see. I know what you're saying. Yeah, and I agree.
So I'm excited. I wonder who they're gonna get. I'm trying to think who would I cast. Del Toro would have been great. Who would I cast for a Justice League Dark movie? I don't think
For
about
a director?
Yeah.
No, I'm not good with directors, so you're gonna be on your own on this one. I don't know directors' works that well. I'm failing.
It's okay, Jess. Don't worry about it. I'm here for you. All right, and in another news story that we have, all right, who here is a fan of Venom? Like a die-hard fan? You? Are you?
I like Venom.
Okay. I've never been crazy about him. I think he's cool. I think he's real cool. But in official news, and this thing came out of nowhere, they are doing a Venom movie. There have been talks about Venom for a long time, about doing a Venom movie and all this other stuff for a while, but nothing's really come to fruition. Nothing has ever really been quite set in stone in regards to the character of Venom. Well, apparently, Sony Pictures has announced that Tom Hardy has been cast as Eddie Brock in Sony's Venom. The studio tweeted an image of Hardy in a Venom shirt, confirming that he has taken the part. Additionally, The Hollywood Reporter reports that Zombieland director Ruben Fleischer is also in final talks to helm the film.
Ooh, I like Zombieland.
I like Zombieland too. Here's the thing about this. They are doing a Venom movie, but it's in a separate universe than the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff.
Why?
So they won't have Spider-Man.
Well, that I don't. I don't
Yeah.
not have words. I don't have words for that. Why not? I mean, Spider-Man 3 could have been a good movie if they didn't wedge in Sandman and the dumb plot there and just had Venom, and if they actually had a good character of Venom instead of Topher Grace. But I mean, that would have been a good movie. Just Venom and Spider-Man. That would have been great. You got me. I like Venom, but I don't know that I'm going to want to see a whole Venom movie. What's that about? I don't.
It's the whole deal that they have right now with Marvel. How Marvel is leasing Spider-Man, so they're not going to use Venom. They're not going to use Spider-Man in a Venom movie because it's kind of a separate universe. So, well, hell, a few years ago, Sony wanted to do an Aunt May movie where Aunt May used to be a secret agent. Dude, I am not kidding.
You gotta be kidding.
No, I am not kidding.
Sony's clueless. This movie's gonna suck.
Yeah. A few years ago, they wanted to do an Aunt May movie where you have the origin of Aunt May.
Nobody, even in the comic book world, wants to read a comic book like that. That's one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard.
Yeah, you would have the origin of Aunt May, and you would figure out that she was like a spy or something like that.
Are you sure you're not making that up?
Yes, I swear to you.
That sounds like something you'd make up, man. You're messing with me because you think I'm old.
No, I swear to you, a few years ago, there were talks where they were going to do an Aunt May movie.
Oh my gosh. That is absurd.
Where Aunt May was a spy.
Okay, Luis, if you say so.
Dude, I will pull up the article right now.
No, I believe you. Sadly, I believe you.
Aunt May spy movie. That's the first thing that comes up.
Oh, you Googled it?
Yes. This was in 2014.
Wow. Okay, I'll Google it after we sign off. I believe you, though. For the record, I believe you.
Let's see.
But Venom without Spider-Man to me is...
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't... Yeah, I mean, what's he going to be doing in it? Just creating havoc and...
Okay, I can see this. The thing is with Venom, he is so integral to the character of Spider-Man. He's one of Spider-Man's greatest villains, mostly because the symbiote it wants to be with Spider-Man. It is obsessed with being with Spider-Man. It's settled for Eddie Brock, but what it wants really is Peter.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was a few years ago.
Sure.
A few ways they can do this. Personally, I think they go with Eddie Brock. But no, not Eddie Brock, Flash Thompson. And they do that Rick Remender run where Flash Thompson lost his legs in the war and he was grafted to the symbiote and the symbiote helped him walk again and all this other stuff. But at the same time, he was fighting off the symbiote from consuming him.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to read that run? It was Rick
I
Remender.
didn't. I know enough about it to understand what you're saying.
It was a really good run. It was
Yeah,
really
that's what I
good.
heard.
I think they could probably go that route if they want to go. An alien substance lands on the ground in New York or something like that. You have this great war hero that he ends up losing his legs. And in order to, walk again and all this other stuff, scientists start experimenting, da 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 da. And then he has to kind of fight back the willingness to kill, to be a good guy. So you can kind of work it out that way. And you
Okay.
can,
Yeah.
and you can leave Spider-Man out of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the only way you can do it, I guess.
it's not great.
Was in that Rick Remender run, was Venom a bad guy?
Venom was a good guy, but because of Flash Thompson.
Okay.
But barely. Like there were times where Venom, like the actual symbiote, would like want to attack.
Okay.
So he had to hold it back.
Got it. Okay, well I can see that working.
Right. So you have that conflict right there where the symbiote and Eddie Brock, they're butting heads. Another way they could take it, make him an anti-hero and go the horror route.
Yeah.
Or you know what, even go the horror route where Venom is the antagonist in the movie, and you have a set group of guys that are hunting him down.
Yeah.
Go low budget, rated R horror.
Uh-huh. And you get Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse Ventura to go out in a jungle and try and find him.
Oh my God! Can you imagine a grizzled old Arnold and a fat old Jesse Ventura? Venom. Oh man, I would love to see that. Actually, I would pay money to see that. Jesse Ventura's got his gut hanging out and everything, wearing camo pants. Yeah, I'm not gonna see that. I mean, the good news about this is that it has Tom Hardy attached to it.
Right. He's great.
He's a phenomenal actor, and he's known as being kind of an asshole on the set. He's known for being a bit hard to work with on set because he's a bit of a perfectionist.
Uh-huh.
So, it could be good, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. I guess we're going to see.
Yeah, they want to have this out by next year.
That's kind of quick.
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't it give me much hope for this, to be honest with
Who's
you?
directing this? Roger Corman?
No, it's the dude from Zombieland. Which
yeah,
is,
that's right.
I like Zombieland, so like I said, it could be good, or it could be a colossal train wreck.
Yeah. Well, if it's the scenario that you painted with the Rick Remender run, that sounds interesting to me. That makes me actually want to read that run, which I have, of course, and I haven't read it yet. So maybe I'll pull that out and read it this weekend.
I think there was an Ultimate Collection that was put out of it.
Yeah, I think there's 2 volumes of it, if I'm not mistaken.
It's called Agent Venom.
Venom by Rick Remender. Yeah, there's 2 volumes.
Venom. This was right before Rick Remender left, too. Yeah, there's 2 Ultimate Collections. I need to pick these up.
Yeah, I can see him from here. I got a big Venom figure in front of him. So I will definitely read that. You've got my interest peaked now.
It's good. It's actually pretty good. I mean, I didn't read all of it. I read a good chunk of it. And from what I read, I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, I'll ask Giovanni about it. He's the Spider-Man expert.
Yeah. And it's Rick Remender. 9 times out of 10, you really can't go wrong with Rick Remender.
Yeah, I loved all his stuff.
And Super Light Week, that's really all I've got, if you have anything else.
I don't. Nope.
All right. Well, like I said, guys, this is a really light week. There isn't much in terms of news. And there really isn't too much that we can discuss about the Snyder thing that we have already discussed and all that other stuff. So there's been tons of stuff out there on that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this because I have a super busy day ahead of me. I have work, and then I have con, and then chances are we're going to grab something to eat with Gabe and his family tomorrow night. So it's going to be a busy night and fun day.
Yeah, you're gonna have a blast. I'm envious.
Hey, we invited you.
Oh, I totally
you.
know. I know. I totally know. I just couldn't make it.
That's okay. Next time, Jess.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think we would love to have you, and we would love to have you stay with us. So don't sweat it.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Jess, where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube. I have a channel called OmniDogs Vault, and I'm also an admin on Riley Moore's Facebook page, the Omnibus Collectors, Comic Swap, and Community.
Hey, he got it.
I'm getting pretty good at it.
Yes. Is Mitch filling in for me tomorrow?
He is, yeah.
Awesome. Yes. And once again, thank you, patrons. Thanks so much for your continuous support. You guys really don't know how much this means to me. I will not be on the Omnibros live stream tomorrow simply because of the fact that I have the con tomorrow. But me and Gabe may pop in at some point, so you never know. We tend to just jump in there sometimes.
Fun.
So, but I wish you guys the best and good luck tomorrow with that, Jess, on the Omnibros Live. I hope Mitch fills in, and I know he's going to do a great job.
The Chunda from Down Under.
The Chunda from Down Under. He's a mod, right, in the group?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, cool.
He and Riley have never met each other face to face, or even like you and me, FaceTiming or video streaming or Google Hangouting or whatever it is we're doing right now. They've never even seen each other. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're looking forward to it.
Okie dokie. So it's going to be a fun night. I wish you guys the best. And as always, patrons, thanks. Have a good night. Bye.
Peace and love.